Yo, what's poppin' everybody? Welcome back to Sankofa Senpai. Today we're diving into the second episode of Solo Leveling Season 2, and trust me, it's a banger. Last episode left us deep in the chaos of the Red Gate, where Jinwoo and his group were up against some serious heat, or should I say cold. From ice-elves to ice bears, things went downhill faster than a shopping cart on a steep hill. All of Kim-Chul's squad got wiped out, leaving just him standing like he's trying to be the main character. Meanwhile, Jin-Woo, he didn't just survive, he thrived. He took down the ice bears with ease, gave us a first look at his Shadow Monarch powers, and somehow turned a freezing death trap into an outdoor camping trip. Coats, gear, food, Jinwoo provided all of it like he's the team mom on a field trip, and by the end, his shadow army murked all the ice bears, leaving Igris to tear up the boss and drop his head in front of Jinwoo's feet like a DoorDash order nobody tipped for. Alright, let's get it. The episode picks up right where we left off. Jinwoo standing over the bodies of the ice bears he just wrecked. He hits them with his signature Arise, and boom, a shadow army of ice bears joins his squad. This man really said, why stop at one when I can have the whole set? What a way to start things off with absolute dominance. After the intro, we jump to the group outside the Red Gate. Yoonho, Mr. An, Mr. Kyun, Dong-soo, and Kim-Chul are all gathered, trying to figure out how much time has passed. Turns out 3 hours have passed outside. But inside the gate, Jinwoo and his group have been battling it out for 3 full days. Dong-soo, already giving off shady vibes, pretends to believe Jinwoo is dead, but like the snake he is, he switches gears, questioning why Jinwoo's even there when he's not part of their guild. Mr. An, looking nervous as ever, tries to play it off, saying Jinwoo is just an acquaintance who wanted to observe a C-rank gate, but Yoonho isn't fooled. He doesn't say it, but you can tell he's side-eyeing the whole situation, fully aware there's more going on. Then it happens. Out of nowhere, Dong-soo moves. One second he's standing there, the next, he's across the group, gripping An by the neck like a rag doll. The speed is unreal. One hand even stays in his pocket like he didn't just cover the distance in the blink of an eye. Hate him all you want, but Dong-soo just reminded everyone why S-ranks are built different. As An gasps for air, Dong-soo keeps it calm, questioning whether An really thinks he's that gullible. He knows An has a talent for spotting hunters with hidden potential, and now he wants to know exactly what An's hiding about Jinwoo. Before things go too far, Yoonho steps in, telling Dong-soo to let An go. The tension in the air is insane. These two S-ranks are basically standing in a powder keg. You can feel the energy building as they size each other up, like two forces of nature on a collision course. Just as things are about to explode, there's a sudden burst of light, cutting us back into the chaos inside the Red Gate. We finally see Kim-Chul again, and man is down bad. He's stumbling through the forest, freezing and replaying the beatdown his team took last episode. He's making excuses, blaming their loss on the lack of gear. Then he stumbles into the field of dead ice bears from Jinwoo's fight and absolutely loses it. He's panicking, mumbling about how the bears are dead, trying to figure out who did it. He brushes off the idea that it could have been the other hunters, assuming it must have been the ice-elves, and just the thought sends him screaming back into the forest, dudes folding faster than cheap lawn furniture. Cut to the Red Gate post explosion. Kim-Chul managed to get between Yoonho and Dong-soo, stopping their punches just before they connected. He thanks them for holding back, clearly knowing they could have obliterated him if they hadn't. And even though Kim-Chul is A rank, a solid hunter by any measure, his shredded sleeves torn from elbow to wrist by the sheer force make it painfully obvious how big the gap is between S ranks and everyone else. Kim-Chul questions Dong-soo's interest in Jinwoo, reminding him that he personally evaluated Jinwoo and found him to be an E rank. He also confirms that Dong-soo's brother, Dong-suk, was officially declared killed in action during a raid, but Dong-soo isn't buying it. He calls the story bullshit and says he's convinced Jinho killed his brother since he's at least D rank. Kim-Chul presses him on why he's really after Jinwoo, and Dong-soo shamelessly admits it's just for fun. He wants to end Jinwoo for the thrill of it. Then, as casually as ever, Dong-soo gets a text, calls Jinwoo lucky, and drives off in his car like nothing happened. Back inside the Red Gate, Jinwoo's group is living their best lives. They're laughing, eating, and trading stories like they're on vacation instead of stuck in a deadly dimension. Kim-Chul, now completely unhinged, watches them from the edge of the forest. He can't wrap his head around how they're alive, let alone feasting like kings. Finally, he snaps. Kim-Chul storms over, yelling and screaming, accusing them of hoarding supplies and blaming them for his team's deaths. He pulls out his sword, demands a confession, and starts counting down. But before he can do anything, Jinwoo casually drops in and kicks him across the field like he's punting a soccer ball. Without giving Kim-Chul another glance, Jinwoo calmly calls out to the ice-elves cloaked in stealth. He tells them to quit the act because he can already sense their presence. They reveal themselves, and standing at the front of the squad is the ice-elf on horseback we saw in episode 1. The ice-elf boss exchanges words with Jinwoo, and for a moment, the audio turns to straight-up gibberish. At first it's confusing, but then you realize it's not gibberish to Jinwoo, it's the monster language, which everyone else around him hears as nonsense. One of Jinwoo's teammates even asks if he can really speak their language. The boss, whose name is Barca, starts by saying one of the ice-elves from last episode called Jinwoo strong and wanted to fight him. But before Barca can even finish the sentence, Jinwoo closes the entire clearing in a blink and chops the challenger's head off. Barca? Unbothered. He's just thrilled to fight as Jinwoo immediately launches another attack. During the exchange, Barca comments that Jinwoo isn't human and asks why he's fighting with them. Jinwoo seems caught off guard, and Barca explains that the ice-elves hear a voice telling them to kill humans, but when it comes to Jinwoo, they don't hear that voice. Jinwoo theorizes the voice might be like the system he deals with and wonders if the system's interference is the reason it doesn't trigger with him. Barca interrupts his thoughts, suggesting Jinwoo hand over his teammates to avoid a fight. Jinwoo calmly asks who they are and why they're fighting humans. Before Barca can answer, his body glitches like crazy, and when it stops, he repeats his offer. Jinwoo refuses, of course, and raises a shadow army of bears and soldiers to face Barca's forces, but not without stopping to question what the hell that glitch was. The battle begins. Jinwoo's team is shocked, scrambling to the sidelines while soldiers, bears, and ice-elves clash in chaos. Then the episode cranks it up to 100. Jinwoo goes full beast mode, delivering some of the cleanest, most satisfying fight scenes yet. At one point, the ice-elves fire arrows at his teammates, and Jinwoo casually catches one mid-flight, closes the distance, and slices the elves like mixed vegetables. The precision? Ice cold. At the same time, Barca's showing his strength, tearing through Jinwoo's soldiers effortlessly, laughing like it's a warm-up. Jinwoo quickly clocks that Barca is a serious problem, especially with the limits of regenerating his army. They exchange names, because all top-tier fighters have to, and then throw hands in a beautifully animated fight sequence. Slow motion, clean choreography, it's peak solo leveling. But Jinwoo was thinking ahead, using the fight to distract Barca so one of his mage soldiers could land a massive fireball attack. The scene then cuts to Kim-Chul, who's dragging his head out of the snow after being blasted by Jinwoo earlier. He's dazed, confused, and ready to blame Jinwoo for everything. Grabbing his sword, he charges at Jinwoo just as Barca does. It looks like Jinwoo's about to get slashed from both sides. But right before the strikes land, Jinwoo summons a tornado of snow to block Barca's vision, and out of the storm comes a new shadow warrior we've never seen before, screaming at the top of his lungs. The episode rewinds to give us the details we missed. Jinwoo raised the tornado to block Barca's vision while sending Igris to handle Kim-Chul point blank. Kim-Chul's final words? Realizing Jinwoo had him figured out from the jump, he curses everything to hell just as Jinwoo says arise, bringing us back to the tornado moment, only now we know the new shadow warrior is Kim-Chul. Jinwoo just turned another human into his army. Justifiable? Absolutely. He renames him Iron, and Iron immediately charges Barca. He's powerful, but slow, and Barca catches on right away. Meanwhile, Jinwoo's team watches from the tree line, absolutely shook. They even admit this battle is beyond anything hunters normally deal with, which, let's be real, feels like the understatement of the year. Barca isn't impressed. He calls for Jinwoo and Igris to fight him directly. What follows is a dope-ass exchange, with Barca holding his own against both. Iron, clearly not wanting to sit out, screams loud enough to activate some kind of skill, pulling Barca's attention. Jinwoo and Igris use the distraction to launch an attack, but Barca's no rookie. He dodges Jinwoo's dagger to avoid a fatal blow. Barca, clearly offended, accuses Jinwoo of taking him lightly. Jinwoo doesn't even deny it and points out Barca's crew has already been wiped out by his shadow soldiers. That's when Barca shifts gears, realizing he has to take Jinwoo down to stop the shadow army. Jinwoo throws his dagger, seemingly missing. Barca thinks it's a rookie mistake and charges, but nope, Jinwoo uses his telekinetic skill to pull the dagger back mid-air, and if someone remembers the name of this skill, drop it in the comments. My memory's playing hide and seek. Barca dodges again, but Iron pops up out of nowhere with a bear hug, setting the stage for Jinwoo's mage soldiers to drop a massive fireball. The explosion is insane, and it looks like Barca's done for, but nope, Barca comes out swinging, battered, but still ready for more. Jinwoo uses stealth to land a deep stab, but even that doesn't stop Barca, who grabs the dagger to pull it out and keep fighting. Before he can, Iron smashes him into the ground with his hammer, flattening him like a pancake. In the coldest moment, Jinwoo just walks away, letting Iron finish Barca off like it was just another day at the office. With the fight over, Iron's still hyped, smashing the ground and yelling. Jinwoo scolds him for not showing restraint. His team asks if it's over and Jinwoo confirms it, telling them to head out as the gate reappears. The relief on their faces is real. They're just happy to be alive. As they leave, Jinwoo lingers, clearly wanting to add Barca to his shadow squad. Outside the gate, the White Tiger Guild is anxiously waiting. When the gate turns blue, hunters Park and Go step out alive. Yunho initially assumes Kim-Chul saved them, but then Jinwoo and Yihan emerge as the only remaining survivors. The gate closes behind them, leaving no doubt who carried this raid. Yunho, confused, asks where the other hunters are. The look on the survivors' faces says it all. they're dead. He's stunned that only the low-rank hunters made it out alive. Meanwhile, Jinwoo stays unfazed, casually telling Yihan he'll bring her home before walking off. Not satisfied, Yoonho grabs Jinwoo's shoulder, demanding answers. Jinwoo shrugs him off without even looking back. Yoonho, clearly not used to being ignored, tries again, amping up his authority. His nails grow into claws, showing he means business. This time, Jinwoo turns and hits Yoonho with a glare so powerful it flips the entire situation. His message is clear. Instead of demanding answers, Yoonho should be thanking him for saving his people. Yoonho, recognizing the strength in Jinwoo, steps back, de-escalates, and apologizes. As Jinwoo walks off, Yoonho mutters to Hunter Park about Jinwoo not being the friendliest guy. Hunter Park gives us a little nugget, saying Jinwoo has been in a bad mood ever since finishing the boss fight, a detail that feels important. Off-screen, Mr. An defends Jinwoo, chalking up his attitude to exhaustion, assuring everyone he's not a bad guy. Still watching Jinwoo leave, Yoonho orders Mr. An to recruit him to the White Tiger Guild, no matter what. We then cut to Jinwoo dropping off Yihan at her apartment. She gets comfortable real fast, using his name informally, thanking him for the day, and throwing hints about looking forward to seeing him again. The vibe, totally schoolgirl crushing on the older guy energy. As Jinwoo drives off, we see him brooding about his failed attempts to extract Barca. Turns out, his mood wasn't just exhaustion, it's frustration from not adding Barca to his shadow army. The flashback ends with Jinwoo at his mirror, coming to terms with something darker. This is the third time he's killed a human, not just a beast. The look in his eyes, it's clear Jinwoo is changing, becoming colder and more detached as his powers grow. What does that mean for the story? Only time will tell. The episode wraps on a lighter note. Jinho shows up in another ridiculously armored outfit to pick up Jinwoo. They stop to grab Yihan, and her playful familiarity with Jinwoo creates some vague, teasing dialogue. Jinho, confused and clearly overthinking, spends the ride trying to piece together what might have happened between the two. It's a funny, lighthearted way to end an otherwise action-packed episode. And that's a wrap on episode 2. This episode was packed with action, intrigue, and some serious character development for Jinwoo. From adding Kim-Chul to his shadow army to the epic face-off with Barca, the story is just heating up. If you're loving the series as much as I am, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next breakdown. And hey, let's keep the conversation going in the comments. What do you think about Jinwoo's transformation? Is he becoming too cold, or is this just the path of a true Shadow Monarch? Thanks for tuning in to Sankofa Senpai. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.